think about the presentation of this morning of the programs like Tarpuk and the others?
Well, I thought it was very interesting. I got some very good ideas. And what was most impressive was the fact that lots of people are approaching this in many different ways, which is part of my philosophy, that I believe that as long as we're working toward the three goals, enjoyment, engagement, enthusiasm for learning, that we have to come up with our own ways of getting there. And that promotes not just ownership in the program, but also creativity on the parts of the people in the program, that they're trying out different things, they're being experimental, exactly the kinds of things that we want in young people.
What message can you send to the professionals in Antofagasta that still working?
Yeah, it's a very good question, and it could probably take up 2 or 3 books. But I think that the most important message I can send is to learn how to ask open-ended questions about any topic that they are teaching. I mentioned this morning or yesterday what I call infusion, that we can infuse into any curricular topic something that is more interesting and challenging if we look at possible ways to raise open-ended questions. Not just teaching children about a battle or about an author, but how do you think that author got his or her ideas? How do you think they decided whether they were going to write for adults or for children? Things like that are what make work so much more interesting and challenging to young people.
And in the same topic, what message can you send to the students?
To the students?
Yes.
Find something that they have a strong interest in. Develop a plan for studying that interest as professional a way as possible, and learn the ways that investigators in that particular field, whether it's journalism, whether it's something related to robotics or technology, or whether it's something related to creative writing, what do people with that interest in the adult world do, and then try to do as much of that as possible at their own level, but they're still doing what people in the adult world do to investigate a particular problem.
Okay. It's interesting because we or the team of the program are working in still in every step. We try to learn more, to know more about the other programs and the different experience with the model, and it's really nice to to be with you, to hear you, and to hear your opinion about our programs, and we like to thank you.
Well, I thank you too. I've got lots of ideas. In fact, when you guys were talking, I was saying, wow, I hadn't thought of that before. That's a good way to do this or to do that. So, and that's what I like about the program. It's not a rigid program that this is what you must do at this time on this day, but rather we're all explorers, and we're all trying to find things that make school more enjoyable and more engaging for young people.
Yes, and it's interesting too, because now in Chile there is it's not a crisis, it's like an urgency in education that have to change. So this kind of initiatives promote that change.
Yeah.
So in Chile, in the city, it's very good evaluate this kind of.
Well, everybody is interested in improvement, and that leads to being interested in change. So the issue is, what are we changing to? In some cases, it's just more material faster, and that's a pedagogy that in a lot of ways is the opposite of what we believe young people should be learning: to be investigative, to develop their organizational executive function skills. They're learning how to learn skills, and I think that we must be in agreement as to what direction our change should be. And our model is one particular direction that we hope people will see as different from just, again, more material faster.
Yes, that's enough. Okay, thank you again. That's very, very interesting topics, and we go with a lot of ideas.
Great.
New ideas.
That's great.
Very
Well,
enthusiastic.